In this video, I'm going to show you how you can format images and upload them to your Blackboard questions. First, I want to show you a couple examples of how I use images in my Blackboard questions. This first question is a multiple choice question where I've inserted one image and I've also added a line with an arrowhead on it to indicate an area that I want the students to identify. In my second question, I have multiple images. I have a larger image in the stem of the question, which I've had to add text to and an arrow. And then in each one of the distractors, I've added a separate image. And notice how each one of these images in the distractors are different sizes. So your images don't always have to be the same size. They just need to be appropriate for the content that you're trying to show. In order to format your images, you have to use some type of software. I use Photoshop. There's other types of software out there, and I recommend that you find a software that you feel comfortable with and use that. What I'm going to show you is 4 basic things that you can do to prepare the image to upload it into your exam question. First, I'm going to open up my Photoshop and select my image. I had my image on my desktop. The first thing I do is crop the image. Sometimes the image has extraneous material on it that you don't want, and so I can click on the crop tool and highlight the area of the image that I want, and I can just crop off the area that I don't want. So every once in a while you get an image that you don't have to crop, but I find the majority of my images I have to do some cropping. The next thing you need to do is size the image. I'm going up to the image menu and I'm going to select image size. Now I leave these 3 items as is. I usually either change the height, the width, or the resolution. When it comes to the height, I usually use anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. So right now my image is around 3 inches. If I wanted to bump it up to 5 inches, you'll see that it increases the size of the image, and that's a little bit too big to put into Blackboard for an exam question. So I'm going to change that back to 3 inches. Now, sometimes I have images that have a lot of detail that I need my students to see, and so in that case, I would increase the resolution. So I'd go back to the image menu, select image size, and I can increase the resolution. I can go up to 96. You can pick whatever number that you want. And you can see that it makes the image look a little bit bigger, but it's still 3 inches in height when you put it into your exam question. Now I can add some lines to my image. I have a line tool, and I can either have a plain line or I can go up here and I can add an arrowhead to that. Right now I've got it set for an arrowhead, and I can point to different areas on my image. I can go down here and change the color of my arrow if I like. I can also add text. I can move the text around. I could also put the text along with the arrow. So it just depends on how you want to format. Now, one of the things that Photoshop does, every time I add a line or I add text, it creates another layer on that image. And before I can upload this image, I have to merge all those layers together. So I'm going to go up to the Layer menu, and I'm just going to select Merge Layers. So now all of the layers are merged into one image. Next, I'm going to have to change the name of my image. Now, when you name your images, do not give your image the name that is the answer of the question. If the students scroll over the image, the name of that image pops up in Blackboard. So that would give them the answer. So I save my images by just giving them a stream of numbers. Now we have to upload the image into Blackboard. I've gone into one of my pools and I've created a template for a multiple choice question. I've added my question and now I'm ready to upload the image. You select the icon that says Insert/Edit Image, and that will take you to another screen. On this screen, you click the Browse My Computer and find the image that you just created. And remember, I gave it a number. I open it, and you'll see the name pop up in this box. So here's my image right down here. You can see it. You don't have to put anything in the image description box or the title box if you don't want to. I generally leave those blank. And then I click on the Insert and then the OK button. And here is my question with my image. And you can go down and submit that, and then you can preview it to see if it looks the way that you want it to look. So if I preview my image, I can see that I have my question and I have my image. If you don't like it, you go back and you resize it till you get it the way that you like it. So I hope this has helped you, give you some ideas on how you can format questions so that you have images to go along with them.